Good morning, traders. How are you? I hope you are all well on this beautiful morning. Today, what is today? It's Wednesday, the 1st of February, guys. It is the first of the month. So yeah, I hope you are all well, guys. And as usual, guys, what we're going to do, we're going to take a look back at yesterday's trades. We're going to look at today's potential trades, and we're also going to look at the important news as well. Right, so what are we looking at today? And guys, as I always say, it's your opportunity to ask me as many questions as you like. Yeah, so you might be in a currency pair, you might have problem with breakouts, fake outs, your technique. You might have problem with stop losses or take profits. Anything, guys, anything you like today, you can ask me about trading. All right, so yeah, get your thinking caps on, ask me as many questions as you like. Apologies, guys, I have many things going on my desk this morning. So yeah, let me just check I can see all of your questions. So yeah, let's take a quick look. Live chat. So yeah, morning everyone. Yeah, morning Eric, Colin, Tony. Yeah, morning guys. Yeah, let's do the live stream. So guys, as always, let's start with yesterday's trades. Let me have a quick drink of my morning, you know what it is, don't tell anyone. Yeah, before I start. All right, so let's take a look back at yesterday's trades. Morning, Greg, still on, oh, back from the cruise. Very nice. I hope you enjoyed your cruise. So let's start with yesterday's trades, guys, okay? So remember we was looking at the pound against the US dollar, guys. All right, and we were looking at a few US dollar majors, okay? Because we were looking at them, guys, because these highs just hadn't broke, okay? So these last daily highs were holding on, all right? And we started to see selling pressure at these highs, okay? So the idea was to potentially look for shorts if we had a breakdown on the lower time frames. And that was the same for pound US dollar, New Zealand US dollar, Canadian, New Zealand US dollar, Euro US dollar. Also, gold had a similar setup. I remember Tony, one of our regulars on Discord, he traded that as well, guys. So there were lots of opportunities with the US dollar if it broke structure. So this is what we were looking for on the day chart, potential shorts. But if we go down to the H1 chart now, guys, because this is really what we were looking for. Yeah, and it was all about this gray zone here. Yeah, this gray zone here that I put in yesterday, guys, it was all about this and if this would break, okay? The problem with this one, guys, was it broke so strongly. All right, so as you can see, we didn't get a break here, we didn't get a break here. Yeah, price held on to these lows, but instead we got a break with this candle here. Yeah, this large red candle broke all of these lows, but the problem is, guys, yeah, you've got no room to move into. Yeah, this was our target. Yeah, and if we entered here, we'd have to put our stop above here. And the risk to reward just didn't make sense, guys. All right, so yeah, we couldn't short the pound for those reasons, guys. Yeah, the direction was good. It came down and hit our target, but because of the break being such a strong break of structure, it didn't give us room to move into. Okay, it was the same for the New Zealand US dollar. Let's find that. Again, we had such a strong break. Yeah, as you can see, guys, let's zoom out a little bit. So we were looking for a break of this gray zone because we had all of these lows in here, but we also had this low over here. But again, we got this candle, yeah, that broke these lows. But again, guys, it was such a large candle, it was difficult to trade. So if we get a large candle like this, yeah, Yeah, so you could trade it as a breakout trade. Yeah, you enter here, but you'd have to put your stop up here. Okay, and it depends where your target is. But then once I see candles pushing back up into this grey zone, yeah, I mean, look at these candles. You can tell buyers were back into the market strongly. Yeah, so you can't really short off this candle. So I was looking for a break, then a retrace. Because this break was so strong, I needed a retrace, guys, back into this grey zone to start getting some value. And then, yeah, we really did get buyers back into the market. Yeah, buyers, yeah, buyers, buyers. But I was interested in this candle, okay, this red candle here, because we had this wick on this candle that closed back into our grey zone. Yeah, and then we got a bearish candle. This was a bearish enough for me compared with the previous candle to start shorting this pair. All right, but again, I didn't trade this pair because the euro US dollar gave me the best setup. But I'm just showing you where you could have traded from. So this would have been a good candle, guys. You could have also traded from this candle. Yeah, but again, because of the size of this candle, you would have to have a large stop, you know, and this would be your risk. Okay, so you would have to do this again. Yeah, and it would come down here. So this trade didn't make sense because this last H1 low would have been your target. Okay. So yeah, but let me show you. So New Zealand US dollar, pound US dollar, yeah, both broke down and did as we expected, but it was euro US dollar that gave us the best trade, guys. So let's take a look at this. All right. So let me just check. Cruise. Morning, Song Love. Yeah. Morning, HMH. How are you? Vodka for morning energy. Yes. Yeah. Good morning, Kev. Good morning, Song Love. I always like your name, Song Love. Yeah, the best name in the group. So euro US dollar, guys. This was the pair that gave me the best setup. So again, as with a lot of the a lot of the US dollar majors, price has come back up and it still hasn't broken these highs because of this wick, yeah? And this high still hasn't been broken. So these highs are holding, yeah? And then you can also see sellers enter the market, guys, all right? Sellers are entering the market. We've got 1, 2, 3 bearish candles on the trot. All right, so sellers are entering this market. Yesterday's candle, buyers came back with a vengeance. All right, but we was already in and out of this trade before they did. So let me explain why this was the best trade from yesterday. So if we drop down to the H1 chart now, yeah, we had a candle here that actually broke the lows. Yeah, and as you can see, this isn't a super, you know, bearish long candle like this one, because this was the problem we had on New Zealand US dollar and pound US dollar. The candle was too large for us to have any good risk to reward. All right. So if we zoom out, guys, yeah, you can see this candle here actually broke these lows. So I'm going to tell you all the reasons I like this trade compared to the other two. So we had this H1 candle, yeah, the low broke this low, this low, this low, and even this low over here. All right. It was also the end of the H4 candle. So if we look at the H4 candle as well and zoom in, yeah, you can see the H4 candle here, yeah, broke the low as well. Yeah, see the close of this candle broke these lows and even this low here. So like I say, guys, before you even enter a trade, you might have your H1 candle that shows you a setup, but check the other time frames to check that, you know, the other time frames are giving you the same message. They're saying, yes, you can short this pair. All right, guys, and this is what happened on euro US dollar. I had H4 candle that broke the lows. I've highlighted that here. And I also had H1 candle, yeah, that broke the low of that grey zone. All right, so now I have H1 and H4 on the same page, yeah. Then, yeah, I entered on the close of this candle, all right. But also what I like about this trade, guys, is it's with H1 structure, okay, and I can hide behind this last swing high. So my stop was here, okay, and wasn't a million miles away, all right. So, yeah, this is now my risk, yeah, and also the reward made sense, okay. So this was my reward, yeah. So I got a little bit more than a risk to reward of 1:1 on this trade. So entered here, stop here, and then took price back down to here. I closed 80% here, okay, and then eventually up here my 20% got knocked out. But I've already closed 80%, so I'm happy, yeah. So this was a good trade, guys, yeah. This was the only trade I took yesterday, and it was the best setup compared to all of the other US dollar pairs. For these reasons, guys, all right? So, yeah, this was the pair I took from yesterday, guys. And we made some money, but, you know, unfortunately, the 20% got taken out up here. All right, and if we were to look at Euro US dollar today, you know, bear in mind, guys, we've got the Fed interest rate decision, and buyers have now come back into this market. Yeah, just look at the candlesticks, guys. Buyers are telling me, if anything, they could push it back up to this high. But this will be very news driven today, guys. Yeah, it'll be all about the Fed and the interest rate decision. But looking at this candle, yeah, I would buy this pair back up to these highs. But again, wait for the Fed. Wait for the Fed to dictate what happens to this pair. Okay, Tony, yeah, let's have a look at some of your pairs that you're looking at, guys. But yeah, Euro US dollar was the only pair I traded yesterday. Let me have a quick sip of my vodka. Okay, so Amar would like to look at pound Aussie dollar. So let's look at pound Aussie dollar, guys. Okay. And also, guys, yeah, anyone else, if you've got any pairs you would like to look at, leave me a question. We'll get through as many as we can. You've got me for about the next hour, guys. So, yeah, pick my brain, not my nose. Sorry. Okay, so pound Aussie dollar, what are we seeing? Let's start with the weekly chart, guys. Let's always do a top-down approach. So with the weekly chart, guys, yeah, we've clearly had a breakdown. Yeah, price was coming back up. Yeah, we were potentially seeing an uptrend. It then became a bit of a range, and we was expecting to take price back up to this grey zone. Yeah, and continue the range. All right, but that's not what happened. Yeah, what happened was this this red candle here, guys. All right, so this red candle has come down and broken these last lows. So on the weekly chart, guys, I am seeing lower lows. Yeah, because this candle closed below these lows. So if we're looking at the weekly chart, we've had a bit of a changing structure, and potentially shorts are on the cards. Okay. So that's the information that the weekly chart gives me. But now, guys, we're going to look at the day chart, and then we're going to get more information and what this is telling us as well. Okay, so yeah, let's get more information. So this was that range we were talking about on the weekly chart. Yeah, and look at all this buying pressure. Yeah, I really thought we were going to take price back up to this high. But, you know, this is trading. The market had other ideas, and we have had nothing but bearish candles. Yes, sellers have taken control of this market. Okay, and we've had a break. We've had a break of these lows, guys. So structurally, we're in a downtrend, and again, yesterday we've got this very bearish candle that has reacted at our grey zone. Yeah, so it's broken this level. When it breaks it, yeah, we can look to take price back down. So if I had to trade this pair today, I would be looking for shorts, because I mean, just if you just looked at the daily candle, yeah, that's telling you to short it. The problem you have is you're potentially shorting into these wicks. Look at these wicks. Yeah. So wicks like this clearly tells you there is buying pressure. Yeah. There are buyers at this level. All right. So you will be selling into this buying pressure. Yeah. You'll be selling into these wicks, which is not the best idea. Okay. So this is not one of my trade ideas, and for that reason, I would stay out of this pair. Yeah, you've got this large candle and sellers, but then you've got this large wick and these other wicks. So you've got buyers here. Okay, so you might see a bit of indecision. Yeah, you might see a little bit of this, guys, over the next few days or even weeks. But if without giving you a politician's answer, if I had to trade this pair, I would potentially short it back down to these lows here. All right, but yeah, I wouldn't be trading this today. Let's take a quick look at H4, see if this gives us a bit more information. Yeah, and it does, yeah, because H4 is breaking down. So it come up here, but we had higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. But even H4 has started to break down. Once these lows are broken, yeah, we potentially have a bit of room down to this area, because we've got a bit of support here, or even this support here. All right, so we have a bit of room to the downside, but then remember, we do have buyers lurking down here, guys. Okay, so Ammar, I hope that helps you with pound Aussie dollar. Tony Gold, how are you, my friend? I hope you're well. Always appreciate your charts on the Discord channel. CAD Japanese yen. Let's take a look at that now, guys. So CAD Japanese yen. What are we seeing? So again, let's start with the weekly chart. Okay, so weekly chart, yeah, we are clearly in a downtrend. We've had a clear breakdown in structure. Okay, and then look at these candles on this downtrend. Sellers, 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 sellers. But now we're starting to see some buyers. Yeah, buyers, buyers, buyers. But the overriding trend is downwards, but we're seeing some buyers. Okay, so this is what the weekly chart is telling me. It's also telling me, guys, that we have a bit of room, yeah, down, because we have no support. Yeah, once this level was broken and this level was broken, we have no support until potentially these levels over here. So we've still got a bit, you know, like fresh air to travel through. There's no wind resistance. This is the first time I've used this analogy, but you understand there's room for this to move into before it starts finding support over here. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gathering information. So that's what the weekly chart tells me. Then I go down to the day chart and I gather information. That's pretty much your job as a trader, guys, is to gather information to make a final decision to tell you if buyers are in control or sellers are in control. That is trading in its simplest form. And if you can't decide if buyers are in control or sellers are in control, then stay the hell out of the market. Don't trade. Simple as that. Yeah, I mean, this is a tricky area. I mean, look at this price action here. Yeah. So yeah, we're still in a downtrend. Yeah, lower lows. I mean, we're arguably, yeah, this could range and we could come back up to this area here. And we're just sort of ranging between these two zones. This is how it's developing as I'm looking at it now, guys. And yeah, if you look at the candles, guys, read the candles. If you don't read the candles, I will set my editor on you, and you don't want that. All right, so read the candles, and the candles are telling us buyers. Yeah, so ever since we've come down and hit these lows, buyer, buyer, seller tried to push it back down, but buyers were like, no. Sellers have been pretty insignificant, and then yesterday, more buyers. So if I had to trade this pair, guys, I would trade it up to this grey zone, back up to these highs here. All right, this is how I would trade this pair. If we drop down to a lower time frame, you will see there's a very important grey zone. So let's do that. Let's drop down to the H4 chart. Yeah, and I can see that, you know, straight away. So there's this zone here. I mean, yeah, this zone here. So potentially, yeah, if we get a break of this zone, yeah, a bit of a retest, then let's take price back up to these highs. Yeah, these highs here. All right. If we don't, and this price holds, it might drive price back down to these lows. Okay, but consider that we're looking for longs really because of all of those daily green candles. So yeah, I want to see a break, retest, push back up to this grey zone. That's how I would trade this, Tony. I hope that agrees with your analysis as well. Gold. All right, let's take a look at gold as well. And guys, yeah, if you're enjoying this analysis and would like to receive my trade ideas every day, my grey zones, which direction I'm trading, then come join the channel. Yeah, subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, smash that like button. Yeah, really support the channel, and you can have this analysis every day. Okay, my editor's happy. He will stop growling at me. Next one, Tony, gold. Let's have a look at gold. So, yeah, what are we seeing here? So again, let's start with the weekly chart. Okay, on the weekly chart, yeah, we're clearly in an uptrend. Yeah, ever since we got a break of structure here, ever since we broke this high, yeah, we've been in an uptrend, and this has been a very aggressive uptrend. Yeah, there's a little retrace here, but when I say aggressive, I mean there's no retrace. There's no retrace, and then it comes higher. Okay, this has just flown off. Yeah, it's been difficult to get into this pair. Yeah, ever since we broke this high, I was looking for buys. All right, and then we break this grey zone, I'm looking for buys. But it's been difficult to get into because of the strength of this trend. And if we look at the weekly chart, we're seeing a bit of, yeah, we're seeing this push slow down a little bit. Okay, this is what we're seeing. But I still believe we have room back up to these highs. Yeah, and this has been a target, yeah, for some time. All right, so that's what the weekly chart is telling me. Let's drop down to the day chart. And again, with like quite a few of the US dollar pairs yesterday, we had a push down, yeah, come back down, hit this low, and then we've had a push straight back up again to keep with day trend. And we've had this bullish candle here. Yeah. So for me, guys, this would be a buy. Bearing in mind what we're seeing on the weekly chart, bearing in mind what we're seeing on the day chart, yeah, I would buy back up to these last highs, yeah, and even potentially that weekly high that we saw. And this would have been a trade idea for today if the Fed is not making its announcement, yeah, because what normally happens with the Fed, guys, price action can be a little choppy. The market is waiting for the Fed to announce its interest rate decision and then have its press conference. So the market tends to wait for that and then go bananas, yeah, go berserk. So this is what you might find with a lot of all of the pairs really, but especially the US dollar pairs. So I would be looking for longs, but I've already looked at this pair, and the lower time frame is difficult to read. It's disgusting to read, in fact. So if we look at the H4, guys, yeah, if we look at the H4, we were in an uptrend, yeah? And then we've broken down, yeah? We've broken this zone, yeah? I know, Tony, you had a short trade from here, yeah? So we broke this, yeah? But we broke it, but we only have room down to here, yeah? Because this is our next logical point of support, yeah? Yeah, don't blindly let this, you know, short this for 3 years unless you've taken some profit. You know, if you're shorting this, this is clearly a target. Yeah, clearly. Price has reacted historically, it comes down, it touches it, you know, and then it reacts very aggressively. So, yeah, I hope that was your target, okay? And then ever since it's hit this target, because the daily chart is in an uptrend, the weekly chart is in an uptrend, price has pushed back up very aggressively. All right, so this is what we're seeing, but it leaves us with messy price action. We're in a downtrend on the H4. Yeah, there's no getting away from that. We have lower lows, we have lower highs. All right, so difficult to trade off the H4. If we drop down to the H1, I mean, again, this is it's messy. Yeah, because it's messy because it went bang, bang. Yeah, that's what makes it messy. We think, oh, we're in a downtrend, sell, 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 bang. We're following day trend again. All right, so we have had a break of this high, just. So technically we're in a uptrend on the H1, but where would I want to enter from? So I would want to enter from here. Yeah, because price, this is potentially where I would want to enter from. Okay, why would I want to enter from here, guys? Because of this. Yeah, price has reacted here, 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 and here. Yeah, price has reacted many, many times. So price could come down into this gray zone. We get a bullish reaction. We could then take price up. Okay, or I would look for this, guys, as well, because there's clearly a bit of support through here. Yeah, or I would wait for this, guys. I would wait for a break of these highs, yeah, retest, and then take price back up to here. All right, guys. So yeah, a couple of ways I would trade gold. It would have been a trade idea for today if it wasn't for the Fed. Okay, the bloody Fed. All right, so yeah, that's what we're looking for on gold, guys. Okay, next question. What are we looking at? Song Love would like to look at Euro Canadian dollar. All right, Song Love, let's take a look. I'm glad you want to look at Euro Canadian dollar because this is also one of my trade ideas for today. So gold, buying gold was potentially a trade idea, but Euro Canadian dollar, we're looking to short this pair. This is definitely a trade idea. So again, let's start with the weekly chart. All right, and I've had this gray zone mapped in for some time, but this gray zone, yeah, price has reacted many times here. Yeah, it's an important area of resistance for Euro Canadian dollar. All right, if we zoom in, yeah, we are also seeing a reaction. Look at last week's candle. That is a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern. All right, so sellers have entered the market. Yeah, if you think of it in terms of a weekly candle, last week there were more sellers entering the market than buyers. Yeah, if you break it down to its simplest form, its simplest idea, because many people can overcomplicate trading, guys. And my suggestion is keep it simple. You know the acronym KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, people make it too complicated trading. All right, sellers. Yeah, we've had a week of sellers. Sellers are in control. If we drop down to the day chart, what are we seeing? This is reflected in the day chart. All right, so Price come up to this weekly resistance level, and it tried to break down once. It was breaking down. We had lower lows, lower highs, but price wanted to test these highs again. Maybe some of the big boys, some of the hedge funds wanted to push it back up to here so they could gather enough sells and take it lower. All right, they need liquidity, these big boys. So perhaps that's what's happened. And then price has come up, and then we broke down. Yeah, we broke these lows here. As soon as we break these lows here, we are in a downtrend. And I think we have room back down to this last low here. All right, so that's what we're seeing structurally. And then also, guys, look at the candlesticks. I know we keep talking about t-shirts. I'm going to have a t-shirt with a big candlestick on it, and it says, "Look at me." Okay? And if you look in the mirror every day, okay, with your t-shirt on, and look at that candle, it will remind you to read candles. Read candles. I hope I've made that clear. So, yeah, we have got sellers. We had some buyers, yeah, which didn't make it a trade idea yesterday, but then bang, buyers are back. Look at yesterday's candle. Yeah, it doesn't get much more bearish than that. Yeah, again, bear in mind, we got some CPI data on the euro later on, but I am looking to sell this market. Okay, so this is my first trade idea for all of these reasons. And you can see how many reasons I gathered, guys. Yeah, loads. Got loads of reasons why I should short this. Yeah, you should have too. So we're looking to short this pair. Let's drop down to the H1 now and see what we're going to do. So, yeah, what are we seeing, guys? So, again, it's a bit of a case of where does it want to retrace to? And I've got this grey zone here, this grey zone here, okay? Because price has reacted here, 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 here. Yeah, here. Price has reacted many times in this grey zone, and this is all I'm looking for to plot my grey zone. So what do we want to see? We want to see price have a retrace because it's had quite a drop. Yeah, we need a bit of a retrace. Yeah, we need some value. It retraces into this grey zone. All right, we get a bearish reaction, and then we can take price lower. I would take price back down to here. And sorry, guys, yeah, when I say a bearish reaction in this zone, I'm looking for, it could be a H4 bearish candle. It could be a H1 bearish candle. It could be a breakdown in M15 structure. It could be all three of these things. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. I'm also looking at how the previous candles approach the grey zone. Yeah, all the things I'm looking at. But once we get a bearish reaction, and I talk about all of those things in the mentorship program, guys. So if you want to be mentored, learn all of these things, drop us an email. Then we can take price back down to here. I'll close 80%. Okay. It makes sense to me to close 80% because chances are, once price hits here, 9 times out of 10, you'll get a bit of a reaction back up. Rarely does price do this. Excuse the sound effects. But rarely does price just break through resistance and carry on, you know, short, 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 sell, sell, sell. Rarely does it do that. So for me, once we get a bearish reaction, it makes sense for me to close 80%. You could do 70%, 60%, 50%. Yeah, close 80% and then leave 20% to run. Okay, that makes sense to me. All right, so we could trade from this grey zone here. The second idea is this, guys. If I zoom out a little bit, so we've got some room. Yeah, okay, we haven't got any room. Is a break of this grey zone. Yeah, perhaps price doesn't retrace into here and it does come shooting back down, breaks this level. Yeah, then I want to retest. So I want to break, retest. What was once support becomes resistance. We love this pattern and then we can short it. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for in euro Canadian dollar, and it's one of my trade ideas for today. Basically, I'm seeing a lot of Canadian dollar strength. Yeah, my trade ideas are euro Canadian dollar short, pound Canadian dollar short, and New Zealand dollar Canadian dollar short. So the Canadian dollar is like Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime today. All right, it is strong. It is Mr. Universe strong today. All right, and I'll show you the other pairs shortly. Let's do a few more questions, guys. Okay, Song Love, you also wanted pound Swiss franc. So let's take a look at that. And guys, like I say, if you're enjoying this analysis, then join the channel. Yeah, the link is in the video description or in the live chat. So subscribe to the channel. I give you my trade ideas every day for free. Yeah, come join. We'd love to have you. So yeah, pound Swiss franc. This was an interesting reaction yesterday. Yeah, it comes shooting down. All right, but if we look at the weekly chart, I'm seeing this. Remember when the pound was going to fall off a cliff? Of course it isn't. Yeah, no currency does. Yeah, but it comes back up. Yeah, and then we found ourselves in a range. Yeah, so I think we're going to take price back up to the top of this range. Yeah, we're in this range. This is what I'm seeing on the weekly chart. If we drop down to the day chart now, remember, we've got buyers, 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 buyers. So everything is still telling me to take it up to here. We're seeing a red candle now, guys, but please bear in mind this hasn't finished forming. We've still got a few more days before this finishes forming, this weekly candle. All right, so everything's telling me to buy this pair back up to the top of the range. Then we go down to the day chart. Okay, and then we've had a disgusting reaction yesterday. Yeah, so we had this and this. This is that range I'm talking about. Okay, so the idea was just to come back up to here. All right, and we was in a nice uptrend. Yeah, we were thinking la da 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 da, take price up to here, trading's easy. Yeah, we're all going to be millionaires. Let's look online for my Ferrari, and then bang, we get a day like this. Yeah, a day that sort of totally contradicts everything you were thinking was happening with this pair. So yeah, we'll have days like this, guys. All right, I'm going to show you the importance of having your criteria in place in a minute. But what am I seeing? So we have had a break, yeah, of these lows. However, we are now at this very important grey zone. Yeah, and I've had these greys. I didn't put these grey zones in this morning, guys. These grey zones are already in. Yeah, because they're clearly places where price reacts. So however much this candle has come down, what it has actually come down to is into an interesting potential buying area. So I can't short this pair today, yeah, because we're hitting this important area which could be for buys, and I can't buy this pair today because look at this candle. I cannot buy that candle. Yeah, that would be stupidity. I cannot buy that candle. So what I will do today, I will wait for the Fed interest rate decision and other news for today. I will then see how price reacts here. If we get a very bullish reaction, I still think we can take price back up to the top of this range because of that weekly chart. If we get a break of this level, yeah, I think we can come back down to the bottom of this range. Okay, so it's all about what happens today with pound Swiss franc. All right, because I cannot buy that, I cannot sell it. Okay, so let's keep an eye out for that. And this was also a trade idea from yesterday, guys. So let's drop down to the H1. All right, and let's not look at that price action just yet. But remember, guys, I had my two grey zones. I had this grey zone up here, and I had this grey zone down here. I'm going to show you the importance of knowing what you are going to do with a trade before you even do it. All right. So if you remember back to yesterday's analysis, guys, I said two things can happen. Yeah, price breaks out of this gray zone, therefore breaking all of these highs. We get a retest and we can take price higher. Did that happen? No. Yeah, it didn't happen. So no trade. The second criteria was price comes down into this gray zone and then we get a bullish reaction. Okay, I know this is what I'm looking for before it even happens. Does that happen? No, it doesn't. We get bearish candle, bearish candle, bearish candle. So although, yeah, the idea of my trade was wrong, I didn't get a setup, yeah, because I already knew my criteria before I traded it. So do the same, guys. Know what you are going to do before you do it. All right? Imperative. So I just didn't have a trade. Didn't have a trade here. Didn't have a trade here. Kept me out of trouble. Protects my equity. Protects my fund. Yeah. Okay. Do the same. Okay. Okay, so that was pound Swiss franc, guys. So yeah, green world, yeah, that was pound Swiss franc. Right, next one. So I hope that helps, Song Love. Muntasir, I hope I've pronounced your name correctly. Muntasir, you are looking at Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar. I apologize to all the viewers for my pronunciation of your names. Yeah, I've got a nice, easy name, Tom. Yeah, are you joking? All right, so Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar. This is for you, Muntasir. So let's take a look at this. What are we seeing? So on the weekly chart. Okay, so weekly chart, clearly in an uptrend. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. However, we are clearly also at a very important area of resistance. Okay. Price reacted very strongly here previously. So we know price again could react at this level. Yeah, it's no coincidence that price reacts at this level again. All right, so price is reacting as we speak, guys. If we look at these candles, these weekly candles, we've had this bearish candle and we've had this wick on this bullish candle. So at no point have we broken this high over here. So on the weekly chart, potentially we could look for shorts here. All right. Then we go to the daily chart and we gather more information. The problem we have here, guys, is that this is in an uptrend. Yeah? We're clearly in an uptrend on Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar on the day chart. So we've got this weekly selling pressure because this is a weekly resistance zone. And we've got this daily buying pressure. Okay. And when we see this, yeah, we're going to get weekly, daily, we're going to get indecision. Yeah, we're going to get, I think we're going to get this. Yeah, because of this sellers, buyers, we're probably going to get something that looks a bit like this. Yeah. Lots of indecision at this gray zone. What we need to see is a breakdown in daily structure. So something like this might happen. Yeah. Once we break these lows, we can start looking for shorts. Or, yeah, we get a build up of buyers and it pushes above this high. And then we can start looking for buys. But while we're in this gray zone, yeah, while we're in this gray zone, it's difficult to trade. Yeah. However, yesterday's candle is very bearish, but this area here could be potential support to push it higher. So it's a very difficult one to trade today. Yeah. If we looked at the H4, you would see this area here will be good support. Yeah. Let's go down to the H4. Okay, so yeah, we've got an area here. It's reacted at, and it was, yeah, okay, not as clear as I thought, but yeah, we can see that buyers on the H4 have entered the market. Yeah, so potentially pushing this back up into this grey zone is a very horrible one to trade, because H4 is technically in a downtrend, but then we're seeing buyers here that potentially push it up. Stay away from this trade would be my suggestion. Okay, yeah, it's just not clear enough to trade. Okay. Amar, you are welcome. Yeah, subscribe to the channel, guys. Henry, Aussie dollar, Swiss franc. How are you, Henry? I always see you every week asking some questions. Nice to have you back. Welcome, welcome. Henry, this is for you. Aussie dollar, Swiss franc. This again, I've not even opened the chart. I analyzed these pairs all morning. This is also in a very difficult position. Okay, Aussie dollar, Swiss franc. So, what are we potentially seeing here? So, weekly chart. Okay, so weekly chart. We're in an uptrend. Yeah, we were in a downtrend. Okay, but then these lows didn't break. Yeah, that's always a telltale sign, guys. If you're trading and you're not getting lower lows on a downtrend, structure could be changing. Sure enough, bang. Yeah, once these highs here are taken out, we have higher highs. Okay, structure has changed on the weekly chart. Looking at this, it's quite clear actually, nothing but buys. Okay, there is a bit of potential resistance here, but yeah, nothing but buys for me looking at the weekly chart. If we drop down to the day chart now, yeah, this too is in an uptrend. Okay, perhaps this isn't in such a difficult area as I thought. Yeah, we were in a downtrend. Yeah, and then bang, uptrend. Okay, we've got higher highs, higher lows. Yeah, we're clearly in an uptrend. Why I don't like it is this candle. Yeah, the bearishness. So I would only be looking for buys. This area here is potentially a good area to buy from as well, back up to these highs. But, yeah, there's a but here. This bearish candle, yeah, I cannot buy this candle. Yeah, I just can't. It doesn't sit well. It doesn't compute in my brain. So I would have to wait a day. Yeah, I'd have to wait a day. The Fed's going to have an impact on this pair. I would need to see a bullish, maybe it comes down a little bit more and then we get a bullish reaction. Tomorrow, if we get a bullish candle, I'm happy to take price back up to these highs. Okay, so I would only be looking for buys on this pair, but today is not the day to buy it. All right, you could potentially, if we start seeing a change in H1 structure, yeah, because H1 structure is clearly in a downtrend. Okay, but if we start seeing something like this, yeah, we get a break of structure, higher lows, higher highs, then yeah, we could start buying this pair. But again, I'd still be a little bit reluctant because of the bearishness of that daily candle. But yeah, if you want to trade H1 structure, wait to be with H1 structure, start buying it, or wait for one day, let the daily chart tell you buyers are back, and then start buying it from there. All right, but nothing but buys on Aussie dollar, Swiss franc. Okay, let's take another question. So, what are we looking at here? What else we got here, guys? Do you always take a trade on the retest of the 20 moving average? No, sorry guys, I'm just looking at the low here. No, I don't. I do use the moving average 20. Look at this chart. Yeah, the moving average 20 here. It's not an exact science, but once something's in an uptrend, yeah, it tends to bounce off the moving average 20. I use it as dynamic support or resistance. Okay, so it could be, yeah, dynamic support or resistance. Okay, and I just look to potentially buy from there. It's just another piece of confluence, another reason to take the trade. Okay, What else are we looking at? Green World, I've looked at pound Swiss franc. Where are the t-shirts? We need merchandise. Yes, we do. I know we keep promising t-shirts. We are so busy at the moment, guys, with our Discord channel and getting the Discord channel up and running. We've got a VIP area coming soon. So yeah, keep an eye out for those announcements. Once we get that up and running, we will look at t-shirts and they will have wonderful sayings on them. Okay, yeah, morning Philosopher King, how are you? Morning Yaman, good morning my friend. DTV, how are you? Okay, what else are we looking at? Philosopher King would like to look at pound US dollar and pound yen. Walid, we've already looked at gold, my friend, so check out the analysis on gold that we've already done, but we've already checked that out. But let's have a look at pound US dollar. Okay, so pound US dollar. The problem you're going to have with pound US dollar today, guys, is the market is waiting for the Fed interest rate decision. Yeah, it's as simple as that. So you might just see a bit of price action like this. Yeah, this is the H1. You might just see a bit of price action like this until the Fed decision comes out, and then it's going to do this. Yeah, it's going to do something like this. I'm joking, but you get my understanding. It's going to be tame until the Fed interest rate decision. But let's have a look at pound US dollar. So on the daily chart, yeah, these last highs over here are holding. Yeah, these highs are holding, and we're getting sellers enter the market. Yeah, look at these sellers, sellers, sellers. We've also had sellers here. Buyers pushed it back up, but buyers did not push it past these highs. Instead, sellers pushed it lower. Okay, so we're getting sellers into the market, but structurally, we're seeing this really. Yeah, so potentially price could range. Yeah, we've got weekly sellers, we've got daily buyers. We could just end up in a bit of a range. But we've got the Fed interest rate decision. So chances are we won't. Something will be pushed, yeah, above or below this range. Perhaps. Let's see today. All right, so we're potentially in a bit of a range. I cannot short this pair into this area here. Okay. If anything, I would buy this pair back up to these highs. Yeah. Yesterday, I was looking for shorts down to this blue line, and that's exactly what happened, although I couldn't get into the trade. We were looking for shorts yesterday down to this blue line, but now we're at this blue line. Yeah, potentially buys. Yeah, just to keep this range intact. If we go down to the H4 chart and take a little bit of a look, yeah, our trade yesterday was a break of this range and then take it down to this, sorry, a break of these lows, a break of this grey zone. So our trade idea yesterday was good, okay? But now we're at this low. Look at this H4 candle, okay? So if anything, I think we can come back up to these highs. But wait for the Fed. Yeah, Philosopher King, wait for the Fed. Let them show you the direction they want to take. Look at the impact on pound US dollar. And then once the dust settles, trade accordingly. All right, because yeah, just let them tell you what they're going to do. Okay, so that's pound US dollar. Let's Nick Herr, shirt idea, big wick energy. Okay, I like this one, big wick energy. You have to be careful what nightclubs you wear that to, but I like it. Yeah, that could be one. Nick Herr, if you have copyrights on that saying, let me know. Okay, Philosopher King also wanted to look at pound yen as well. So pound yen, let's take a look at this, guys. Let's start with the weekly chart. Scruffy, scruffy, scruffy. So on the weekly chart, we were, yeah, in an uptrend, okay? But now we've broken. We've got lower lows and we've got lower highs. We are in a downtrend. However, on the weekly chart, this big grey zone, which is about 8 million pips wide, is the weekly chart and it's pound yen. I can't help that. we've had buyers. Yeah, we've had buyers here. Look at this candle, buyers. Look at this candle, buyers. Buyers are back in this market on the weekly chart. Yeah, buyers are trying to push this back up. Okay, so that's what we're seeing. But we're in a downtrend. Let's go down to the day chart now. And how this is reflected on the day chart is pretty much a range, guys. Yeah, it was in a downtrend, but yeah, this was that weekly resistance level. It's bounced off once, come back down, tested it again, bounced off. So we find ourselves in a little bit of a range. So potentially we could trade the range. Yeah, price comes back down to here. Okay, so yeah, we could trade that, guys. All right, if price breaks above these highs, yeah, then potentially we could get room, yeah, for shorts here because of the weekly chart. But currently we're in a range, so we could trade that back down to here. But if we look at the daily candles, we did have a bearish candle yesterday. Okay. But we've had buyers pushing it up, but perhaps sellers are coming back. But we need to be patient, guys. We need to let sellers tell us that they are back in business. And this candle here is a good start. But if we drop down to the H4 chart, I would want to see a break in structure. And as you can see, this area through here, yeah. We look at this on the H4, we have had price come up, yeah, test this zone, push back up to these highs, test this zone, test this zone. But we are not getting higher highs. Yeah, this uptrend is slowing down. All right, but what we need to see to confirm that sellers are in control is this. Yeah, we see a breakdown. Sellers push price, but below this important gray zone, then comes back up, we get a retest, and then we can take price back down to the bottom of this range. All right, but we need to let the market tell us. Yeah, we can't just short from here. I think this is a bad idea. Price comes up to here into our gray zone, let's short. Okay, you would have made money. All right, but this is the level that needs to break. Once this level has broken, then I know sellers are in control. Okay. I always say on part of my mentorship program, guys, you don't want to be in at the early price. You want to be in at the right price. And this here is the right price. This is the early price. But for me, it's all about being in at the right price. Okay. So yeah, pound yen, guys, I would look to short once we get a break of this level. Okay, I wouldn't like to keep buying back to these highs that aren't breaking. Okay, so Philosopher King, I hope that helps you with pound US dollar and pound yen. We've done gold. Dorothy Perkins, I watch your analysis every day, but hard to follow. Well, Dorothy, there are a couple of things you can do. I have some tutorials that sort of break down what I'm looking at. There's some of our early videos on the channel, so you might have to scroll back, check out some of the tutorial videos. And secondly, you could join the mentorship program, yeah, where I train traders. So it's up to you. You've got a couple of options there. Ahmad, we have done EURCAD. So EURCAD is a short idea for me. Let me just finish, guys, by giving you my trade ideas. Okay, so Euro Canadian dollar is a short for me, guys. Yeah, look at this day chart. Okay, so let me go through my trade ideas quickly, guys. So price has come back up, tested this weekly resistance level, got a double top, and then price has broke down. So I think we can take price back down to these last lows. Okay, if we zoom in a little bit, you can see that more clearly, that these lows have broken. And then also look at this candle. If that doesn't tell you sellers want to take price lower, then nothing will. Okay, So we're looking to trade from one of these grey zones. We get a break, retest, come down, or come up into this grey zone, come down. This is what we looked at earlier, Ahmed, all right? And this is, yeah, we're looking for short. This is the trade idea. And like I said, guys, I'm seeing a lot of Canadian dollar strength. So pound Canadian dollar is the same trade idea, but trade the one that gives you the best trade idea, all right? So, again, what are we seeing? Let's zoom out a little bit. So this weekly area up here is a weekly resistance level, okay? So price reacted once at this grey zone. I thought we were off to the races here, but price has pushed back up, but now it's breaking down again, yeah? We have lower lows because of yesterday's candle. We're also getting lower highs potentially. So price is breaking down on the day chart. Yeah, you can see here this low has been broken with this beautifully, wonderfully bearish candle. So the idea is to take price back down to this area here and this psychological level of 6,250. Okay, where can we enter? Let me show you. Now, I do this for you every morning, guys. I give you my trade ideas and where to enter as well. So if you want to receive this every day, join the channel. Yeah, the link is in the video description. So what I want to see, guys, is price retrace up into this grey zone because price has reacted here, 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 here. It's reacted many times historically. So I want price to retrace up into this grey zone. I want to see a bearish reaction. Okay, this could be a bearish candlestick pattern. It could be just a very bearish candle. Yeah, and then we will take price lower. I will take price back down to these lows where I will close 80% because this is how I roll. And then I will let 20% run. All right, so pound Canadian dollar, this is how we're looking to trade this pair. And then my final trade idea for today is this. It is New Zealand dollar against the Canadian dollar. Yeah, like I said, guys, Canadian dollar is stronger than Arnold Schwarzenegger at the moment. All right. Similar scenario on the day chart. So, yeah, it's this zone through here. If I pull this out to the left, yeah, you'll see this more clearly. Yeah, so price we thought was breaking down again. Yeah, lower lows, lower highs, had a rally, yeah, used this grey zone, these last highs again as a bit of support, come back up to these highs, didn't get a higher high, always a red flag, and then broke down. Yeah, we broke these lows and these highs. If I zoom in, you can see the bearishness of this candle as well. Okay. So again, we just want a price to come up and then we can take price lower. Let me put in my target. So my target would be this, guys, through here. Actually, this would be my first target, this 8,500 level. Okay, so this would be my target, this psychological level. If we drop down to the H1 chart now, guys, yeah, you can see why I've plotted this grey zone. Price has reacted here, 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 here. Yeah, it's a big grey zone, guys, but yeah, so be it. Yeah, but what we want to see is price come up into this grey zone. We get a bearish reaction. We then want to take price lower. Yeah, I will close 80% at this level, these last H1 lows, and then I will let 20% run, guys. So all of my trade ideas for today are Canadian dollar strength. Okay, again, we've got big news coming out today. This can really impact all of the currency pairs. But yeah, from yesterday, we are seeing Canadian dollar strength. You could also trade US dollar, Canadian dollar short, or even gold long. But we've got the Fed interest rate coming out, and it's going to affect US dollar pairs more than, you know, a lot of the other pairs. So I had to stay away from them. All right, guys. So yeah, guys, if you are enjoying this analysis, then join the channel. Yeah, subscribe to the channel. I also want to tell you about the VIP we're setting up on Discord. So yeah, come join that. We'll make a few announcements soon once that is ready. And if you're interested in being mentored one-on-one with myself, guys, then also let us know. Drop us an email. Right, we've done Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar. Okay, let's take a look at the news now. And as you know, guys, news for today, there is some big daddy, mammoth, big, humongous, enormous news. So news for Wednesday, the 1st of February. So overnight, guys, we had some Chinese manufacturing, worse than expected. The first piece of news we're interested in today, guys, is this. At 8:55 London GMT, we got manufacturing PMI coming out of Germany and the Euro. At 9:30, it's lots of news today. At 9:30, coming out of the UK, we got manufacturing PMI as well. That can move the pound. At 10 o'clock, big news. Yeah, CPI data coming out of the Euro. Yeah, we know how important inflation is at the moment, and therefore CPI data is super duper important. So yeah, 3-star rating here, guys, must be aware of that. And then if we carry on down, we've got more news. We've got non-farm employment change coming out at 1:15. At 3 o'clock, we've got 2 3-star ratings. It's going to be pretty impossible to trade today, to be quite honest. Yeah, we've got manufacturing PMI and crude oil inventories coming out at 3 and 3:30. And then if we carry on down, guys, we've got the big news. Yeah, we've got the Fed statement and interest rate decision and press conference. So first of all, we got the interest rate decision, going to increase it by 25 basis points. That's the plan. And then 30 minutes later, we've got the press conference. And for me, guys, it's usually the press conference that really leads to volatility because, yeah, you've got the head of the Fed talking about how he got to his interest rate decision. And this obviously impacts US dollar pairs greatly, all pairs really. All right, guys. So yeah, super jumbo packed news day today, guys. Right, we're gonna leave it here, guys. If you've enjoyed it, subscribe. Yeah, come join us. The link is in the video description. Also, come join the Discord channel, and yeah, we would love to see you there, guys. All right, guys, that's it. I'm going to finish for today. Have a great trading day, and I'll see